Hello, the internet, and these are the fresh precure characters from good to evil. First, let's start with the purest of pure and work our way up to the most evil. These characters are the good. Surprising absolutely no one, our gold medal of good is going to Love Momenzo, aka Cure Peach. The main cure, Love is a kind-hearted and energetic girl with a love of dancing and donuts. As a cure, she and her friends would often fight the forces of evil for the well-beings. Even as a civilian, Love is shown to be a very selfless and kind girl, as she hates when other people are suffering and always puts the needs of others before her own. Like with Suna. After learning she's from Eith from Labyrinth, she still gave her a chance. That's not to say that Love is without her faults, as she tends to act more like a 7-year-old despite being 14, as she can be quite over emotional, childish, and very clumsy. Still, those faults don't overweigh her more positive deeds, and considering she constantly fights evildoers, she easily gets the gold medal of good. In second place, we have the other cure, Miki Ono, aka Cure Berry. The second cure in the series, Miki is shown to be the most mature and level-headed of the group. Miki is just as kind-hearted as Love and Nori, as like the others, would always save the day from evil. Though at first to be perfect, she's just as human as anyone else, as she can be easily stressed out and lack patience. She was at first against Love befriending Satunza due to being part of the labyrinth, but then thankfully she does open up to her later on. She may not be as perfect as people may think she is, but those don't take away how selfish she can be, constantly putting her life to save others. Even her own brother in the second episode shows she gets the silver. And for our bronze medal of good, we have the third cure, Inori Yamakaba, aka Cure Pine. The third cure, Inori tends to be the most sensitive and shy of the group. She likes animals, save for ferrets, and she tends to overthink things, especially on what those would think of her. However, Inori is still a cure through and through, as she still helps out her friends to save the day, like overcome her fear of ferrets after she and Tart switch bodies. While she may think she needs to improve herself, we still think she's perfect the way she is, and she earns the bronze medal. Next, we have the donut shop man, Corey. The laid-back donut seller is one of the allies for the cures that one of the few that knows about their secret identities. He's willing to help out the girls when they're upset and offer them advice when they're down in the dumps. While we don't know much about his past, we can't say he's a good person, as there was this one episode where he took on a secret agent to find and rescue the prince of a country, and he and the Cures end up saving him towards the end. Overall, he may not be as powerful as the Cures, but he's still as brave and kind as one. Next up, we have the mascot for this series, or one of them, Tart. One of the mascots for the series, coming from his home to the Sweets Kingdom, after finding Shiften in the forest, he rescues her and sets out to find the precures. Though Tart does have a good heart, Tart can come across as greedy and rude at times. He can also come across as anxious, not to mention he can create problems for the cures, like almost getting exposed by a reporter. Despite this, he's still got a good heart, as he helps out the cures on their missions, and is one of the reasons the cures are the cures in the first place. So he still makes it pretty high on the good list. Next, we have the first of our parents characters, Ayami Momozenso, Love's mother. Ayami is a prime example of a kind but stern mother. When it comes to her daughter Love, she's loving and supportive towards her, like giving her a ticket to see her favorite band, Trinity, and teaching her how to cook. She can be stern for when she needs to be, but never crosses into overly disciplinary and will admit to her own faults. She's also allowed Satunza to live for her love, and seeing her as her own daughter. When she finds out that her daughters are precures, she is concerned to the point that she forbids them from going to Labyrinth in fear of of their safety. Thankfully, she does come around in the end, as he doesn't want her daughters to regret anything because of her. Kind, loving, supportive, and understanding, Ayami is overall a great mother to have. Next, from one parent to another, we have a group of parents, Nago and Tadashi Yamabuga, parents of Inori. These two work as veterinarians that take care of animals. When it comes to their daughter, They offer her plenty of love and support towards her, even when she was switched with Tart the ferret, still took care of her, even defended Tart when he was accused by a TV reporter. Nadaka does end up smothering her daughter when she finds out that she's a cure. To be fair, though, finding out that your star is a superhero that threats her life numerous times is understandable to be concerned. She does eventually come around thanks to her husband's words of asking for the girl's point of view. Overall, they're pretty great parents that treat animals and take care of their great. They're pretty good people that treat animals well and care a lot for their daughter. So they earn a spot in the good. Next, we have Miyuki Shinrin, leader of the popular dance group Trinity. Miyuki is a kind person who entertains people with her dance moves. After being saved by Love in the first episode, she offers her dance club class. Though she is usually friendly, like Ayama, she isn't afraid to be strict when Love and the others are being late for her classes, to the point of giving up on being their teacher. Thankfully, she does realize that she was a bit harsh on them and apologizes towards them. And when the girls were hospitalized, she is concerned for them. Once she knew the girls were precures, she began to understand the girls a lot more, even trying to help them out to be more stronger. Overall, she's a good person for wanting to entertain and help people. Remi and Namio is next. She is she is the she is Miki and Kazuki's mother and is the owner of a nails and hair salon. When it comes to her daughter Miki, it's obvious she cares for her, but she can come across as overprotective towards her. She is the most reluctant of the parents to allow their daughters to go into Labyrinth to save the world and their friend after finding out that their daughters were cures. Still, she is a pretty good mom who cares a lot for her kids and their well-being. Next, we have Taramisu, the elder of the Sweets Kingdom. He's very wise and kind to those, and offers help to Tar and the cures. However, what does drop in a bit is that he does have an obsession with beautiful young women like the cures, which can come across as a bit pedophilish, given that they're all 14. Next, we have the main mascot, Chiffin, aka Infinity. The main mascot of the series, while at first he seems cute and harmless, it's revealed that he'll to be Infinity herself, a creature with godlike abilities and that is the main target for Labyrinth. Because she's just a baby, she doesn't have that much of understanding in the world, though she does care about her caretakers, Tard and the Cures, and she does help out them at times. Rounding out the good characters, we have Satsuki Higasha, aka BKA, Cure Passion. And yeah, she was a minion from Labyrinth that tried to kill the Cures and capture Chiffin for her master. But after being defeated by the Cures and experiencing Love's unconditional kindness, she eventually changes course to join the Precures, even becoming the second daughter to the Momonzo family, eventually helping the Cure stop Mobius and save the world. And with the good characters out of the way, we finally get into the gray area. These characters aren't technically good, but they aren't bad or evil either. Welcome to the gray area. Starting out this section, we have Dayase Shinen, younger brother of Miyuki. Daisuke tends to be very hot-headed and cocky. While he and Love are good friends, they tend to act more like sevens that bicker a lot. And they bicker a lot. In fact, it's Daisaku's cocky personality that's why he's in the gray area. However, what does keep him from finding a lord that he does save Cure Peach from drowning during a field trip in one episode, and once he knew that about Cure Peach was Love and one the same this whole time, he and Love do end up becoming a lot more close. While we can't call Daisaku a completely good guy, he does a lot of good that keeps him from falling any lower. Next, we have Yuaspin. Appearing in the movie, she's Love's toy bunny from when she was a kid, she eventually comes to life to tell about the disappearing toys. She then tells about the Land of Toys, a place run by tyrannical toy Majin. She's placed here since she can be quite cold and doesn't do that much in the film. While she does try to talk Toy Majin and try to not taking over the world, but ends up failing. She's not a bad toy, she's just a bit useless. And rounding up the good, we have Westar. One of the generals of Labyrinth, Westar tends to be the most clumsiest and most embarrassing out of them all. While he can put up a fight for the cures, he tends to be the butt of most jokes. What does truly keep him from falling any lower is that like Satsunse, then layer 2 and other general, he does change sides, helping out the cures to defeat his former boss, even willing to rebuild Labyrinth into making it a better place to live in. While this doesn't take away his past crimes, we can admire him for wanting to better himself. And with the gray area out of the way, we finally get into the true evil people. These characters are the bad to evil. Starting out this section, we have Solar, another of the Labyrinth generals. Unlike Westar, Solar is pretty more serious and more competent. He prefers to use strategy for using just sending a monster to kill the cures, like using a chalk to erase the things children love, including their moms, especially Yama herself. While he has a lot of evil actions, he's not that hard since, like with Westar, he does care about his teammates, even if he can sometimes mock them, and he does end up changing sides like Westar to defeat his evil former boss. It's not much, but it still counts. Next, we have the only villain that's not from Labyrinth, Toima Jin, the main villain of the movie. He was once a teddy bear that was owned by a little girl, but was unfortunately abandoned. Now he took over the Land of Toys and plots to get revenge on all the kids. Now, while he is evil as he absorbs innocent toys to become powerful and does end up causing the cures to lose their powers at one point, but concerned that he was abandoned unfairly, you can see where he's coming from, and after being defeated by the cures, thanks to being upgraded, he reverts into his original form and was adopted by a little girl. So I think that's good enough to keep him from falling just outside the top 3. Speaking of which, the Bronze Medal of Evil is going to Clint, Mobius' second in command. The fact that he's working with someone trying to take over the world is already awful, as Clint is shown to be very cruel to those, especially to Ius. So much so, he ends up killing her at one point. Thankfully, she does come back to life thanks to the pick runs. In the series finale, he becomes this nearly unstoppable force that nearly defeats the cures. Thankfully, he is defeated. Cruel, murderous, and heartless, Clint is one being you don't want to mess with. Taking the silver, we have Northa, one of Mobius' most vilest minions. Northa is shown to be a very cruel, sadistic, and ruthless woman. She is shown to take pleasure in the suffering of others, even to her own teammates. She uses a mixture of fear and hatred to harm others, rather trapping the cures in an illusion or trapping a human in the mirror dimension. She is clearly pure evil, but since she only works as a henchwoman, she doesn't get the gold. But I know who does. Finally, taking the gold medal of evil, we have Mobius himself. I mean, come on. Who else would it be? Seriously? Originally a supercomputer created by the people of Labyrinth, but eventually betrays and took over the Labyrinth as their tyrannical leader. Mobius is cruel, heartless, cold, and monstrous. He cares little for his people, only seeing them as tools to serve him than people. Threatened with death if they disobey him, he wishes to take over other worlds, including planet Earth. Even after being spared by the cures, he self-destructs himself to kill the cures and his henchmen. Mobius is just pure evil, and that's why he earns the gold medal of vileness. Alright, that's my list. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you all next time. Woohoo!